First question's from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Dave, your original lineup had Mookie in it. The new one doesn't. Is there something there? What's up with Mookie?
Yeah, nothing up with Mookie. He just we talked early in the morning or later in the morning, and just felt that it'd be best for him to stay at the facility, work on some things, and then he'll be back in there on Sunday. But nothing of sorts.
Just watching him this spring, is it status quo with him? Is he looked like he looked last year?
Yeah, it is. It's status quo. Looks strong. It's always a thing early in spring where you're trying to make sure your mechanics, your swing is right. But in the outfield, body, everything good so far.
So David Price is going today on 3 days rest, I believe. Is that a trial run, perhaps, for him to pitch out of the bullpen on shorter rest or something like that?
No, I think it's just more of I don't know. I think right now we have him built up to 2 innings, and we're still going to try to get him up to the 4-inning mark and see where that takes us. So, David doesn't mind as far as his preparation for a game to come out of the pen, to throw a couple innings. And I think that the next time he goes, we'll get him to start a game, 3 innings. So right now, I don't think there's anything to that, though.
Is Caber going to play today?
Yeah, Caber will piggyback Austin today.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next question is from Eric Steven. Go ahead, Eric.
Dave, excuse me, just wondering, is there any plans for any of the pitchers to do any work tomorrow, or is it a full off day for everybody?
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be a full off day for players and staff.
The other question, so I think Clayton Beater, earlier in the week, I forgot to ask about this. He posted on his Instagram that he was pitching in camp. Is he in camp, and is he officially in camp or no?
No, he's not. He's not with us right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Next question is from Ron Kavner. Go ahead, Ron.
Hey, Dave. We talked about guys like Estevez and obviously Chris Taylor and McKinstry and a lot of guys, even Beatty. Do you think there's more of a willingness for players to want to play multiple positions and want to do kind of multiple things on a diamond than maybe there was years ago?
I do. I think that just kind of across the industry, guys are the idea or word of roles is starting to kind of be it's I think it's better in the industry as far as guys don't need a certain role or a certain position, specifically towards the relievers and specific roles that they've had in years past. And I think on the position player side too, I think that the industry showed how much we value versatility and the player having the ability to move around the diamond. So it's good to see that it's worked for us and the players that we have, and also the players that we have coming that are open and they're actually pretty good at it.
Can that be hard for guys who were, probably mostly star players on their teams growing up for forever and probably played a certain position for a long time? Is it hard to change that mentality sometimes?
Certainly. I think that some guys it's harder than others. But if you look at, Major League club, let alone our club, they've all been stars. So now it's how I fit for that particular roster. And also now you're looking across baseball, more rosters value that. So I think that guys are understanding if I can play, both sides of the diamond, if I can step out to the outfield, it just makes you more valuable, whether it be currently or, as you go through your professional career.
Thanks.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, feel free to tell me I'm overthinking this, but Trevor Bauer has had some issues with his eyes the last 2 starts. Has anyone suggested he go see an eye doctor?
I don't know if it's a specific eye thing. I do know that he's using one eye at times to get his delivery back. I don't know, and I haven't heard that it's a vision thing. I think it's more of a delivery thing where if he closes one eye, it gets him back online. So that's more of the driver for me, unless I hear otherwise.
He did say last night that he was having trouble focusing with that right eye.
Is that right? Yeah. So I don't know. We can dig into that, but that's the first. I didn't see that quote, Bill. So I didn't know that he was or potentially might be having blurs or things like that with his eyesight.
And the video shows that he had one eye closed when he hit a batter last night. How would you feel as a batter to have a guy throwing at you with one eye closed?
Yeah, I wouldn't feel too comfortable, to be quite honest. But I know that Trevor's done that, numerous times, and it was a breaking ball. So I think that he has enough feel that I don't think he's throwing a fastball. I don't know. But yeah, to your question, I wouldn't feel too great.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Next question is from Jesse Sanchez. Go ahead, Jesse.
Say, Dave, it's a little bit off topic here, but this is the 40th anniversary of Fernando Mania. And I'm wondering if, you have a relationship with Fernando and what do you think he means to this organization?
I didn't realize it was 40 years. I think the world of Fernando. Somebody who was such a great competitor, great performer with the Dodgers, and so humble. He's a part of the fabric of the Dodgers. I think that, the Dodgers is known for many things, but I think that being on the forefront of diversity is probably the main thing. And so he's a big part of that. And so I do appreciate the way that the years that I was playing for the Dodgers or managing the Dodgers, his name comes up a lot, and fans reflect and remember very, very much of what Fernando did to this organization and this fan base.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
I got time for one more. Go ahead, Jorge.
Dave, in 19, it was 19, right? When you guys had Julio go every sort of 3 days, pitch 3 innings, kind of a weird, different role. How practical is that to do that with maybe 3 guys coming out of spring training here? Is that practical?
It would take a little navigating, but I will say it's possible. As we look out 4 games in Denver, and then we got 3 National League game or American League games with the DH. So I think that helps. And I think we got some other American League teams in their ballpark in the first couple months. So that certainly helps. Because then you don't have to worry about the replacing the pitcher, the relief pitcher for a hitter to keep them built up. So it can take a little gymnastics, but it's certainly possible.
Is that something that would be possible, practical for maybe like a month, and then you guys have to go back to sort of the norm?
Yeah, we'll see. But I do think that the priority is to continue to build the starters up. Those starters that potentially might be in the pen for us, to keep them built up is still important, whatever that means, 3-4 innings at a time. So I think that's the most important thing. And also the last part of it is, taking care of the relievers because of ups, innings, outings, back-to-backs. We want everyone strong, as we go through October.
And last one, does a minor league season delay affect maybe how you would, use your pitchers, just not being able to send them to AAA for those starts?
I don't think so, because there's still going to be guys at the alt site that will be ramping up and staying sharp. The value that we have with the pitching, it's our job to make sure that we tap into that, and it doesn't necessarily need to be ideal as far as how we use guys. Taking in the fact that we have a lot of good players that we got to keep them involved and built up.